Okay, guys, we are back for chapter 6, and this chapter is called Pain. And if you'll remember in chapter 5, Swift had just gone after the elk herd, and at the end of the chapter, he didn't have much success with catching the elk. It says he hears the crack of his bone, fire runs up my neck and down to the pads of my feet. I hit the ground, and night falls as swift as a thunderclap. Okay. So here we are. Chapter 6 is called Pain. Darkness clears like a lifting fog. Pain is bone deep in my shoulder. I lift my head, and the prairie grass shimmers around me like water. My head drops back to the ground, and darkness swallows me again. In my dreams, I am fighting an enemy pack I cannot see, but when I fight free and open my eyes, I am alone. The throb in my chest aches with every breath. I cannot feel one paw. I push at it with my nose, but it will not move. I lick it, but no warmth comes. The elk are nowhere in sight. Red drips into a pool under my shoulder. I smell all around. The elk are long gone. One vulture makes broad circles above me. Hunger makes my head swim. I lick at my hurt. I am so thirsty. I lap up the entire pool of red. I long for my den, for my shelter of trees. I turn my face to the mountains and remember my home ground. When I wake, I smell a wolf again. Just one, and it is far from me. I desperately want it to be warm. I need it to be a wolf from my pack, someone who will find me and help me grow strong again. Not an enemy wolf who will kill me on sight. Not one of those bachelor wolves who might kill me if he had the chance. If they are low enough to eat sheep, they just might. But there is a thought worse than being killed. They might find me and then walk away because I am no packmate of theirs. I might have done the same just a few sunrises ago. Not now. Now I know what it means to be alone. Night has fallen, and I am hungrier and weaker than before. When I lift my head, pain runs like lightning from my shoulder to my paw. The smell of a wolf is still in the air. Faintly. So very faintly. I brace myself to stand, but only my back legs will bear weight. It could be warm, my warm, all alone in the night, just like me. I should find him. I should help him. The stars are bright, and the moon rests on the horizon like an egg in a nest. I take a breath. I try to stand again, and I call to Warm that I am coming. I beg him to wait for me. The edges of my hurt shoulder split open, and red pours out again. I slump, dizzy and heartsick, in the dirt. I lie still and I watch the stars. They move across the sky as steady and slow as elk graze across the prairie. The wolf smell fades from the air. When it is gone, completely gone, I whimper for my brother like a newborn pup. And here's a new time frame with the paw mark. In the dark of night, I wake with a start. A wolf has walked by me while I slept. A female wolf. Not mother, not wag or pounce or song. She came to me in the night. She walked all around me. She looked at me. She smelled me. There is a tuft of black hair and a print of her paw in the dust. A prickle of fear rises along my neck and shoulders. She could be a scout from the enemy pack. Even now she could be bringing them here to kill me. I try to remember the smells of the pale wolves. My memory of that day is a blur of snarling teeth and claws soaked in red. I do not remember a black wolf among them. I shiver from nose to tail. I cannot run from them. My one strength and my 1 hour of need, it has abandoned me. I will never call myself swift again. I search out the wolf star that hangs faithfully over my home ground. I can only hope and face whatever comes with all the fight I have left. And here's another paw print to indicate a time change. By sunrise, the pale wolves have not come. Maybe the stranger wolf that visited me is alone too. Maybe she is just as afraid. How could she know that I would never hurt a lone wolf who came to me in peace? Not when my own sisters might be out there somewhere, just as lonely and frightened. I lift my head to look for her, but I am alone in a vast flat lake of grass. The red has stopped running from the cut on my chest, and in place of the open slit is a long brown patch as rough as a tree bark. It is stuck to my skin, and no amount of licking will move it. Thirst is making me whimper like a pup, but the instinct to hold still has me in a powerful grip. I lick the dew from the grass in the circle that I can reach without standing up. The paw that felt nothing before now feels everything. Every little breeze that stirs my fur burns like a crackling fire. I lie still. The prairie is empty around me. Even the vulture has left. In his place, packs of little birds visit me. They are small and grass-colored. They flit and sing, hopping from stalk to blade of grass, eating seeds and ants, and watching the sky for hawks. When one comes, they scatter like smoke in the wind. All day I watch them, learning their voices, their smells, and the way they run through the sky. Some are all flap, and others flap and then hold, making one long swoop after another. My favorite is the green-backed hovering bird, the smallest of them all. A flash of purple shimmers at her throat. She has no pack, no muscle, no meat to her at all, but her flying puts every other bird to shame. The eagle, for all of its power, is not so nimble. I watch her hover and dive until she wisp of clouds turn pink and gold. By night, the fire has gone from my foot, but hunger takes its place as chief among my pains, and I eat grass. In the morning, my instinct to lie still is gone, but I have no strength to stand. If my pack were here, they would bring me meat. I draw in air, as much as my body can hold, and call for their help. The howl comes from deep inside me. The high and low sounds roll up from my chest and out onto the wind. I turn my ears to each direction, straining to hear an answer. No one howls back. As the day goes on, one vulture and then another circles above me. A fat beetle scuttles by, and I lick at it from the ground. It's not so bad. I have seen bears in a boulder field turning over rocks and eating the moths that live underneath. I creep forward, and I roll a small rock over, but nothing, and nothing under the next rock. But the next one I try has a bug, and I eat it, and I am still hungry. I slap a butterfly out of the air with my good paw, and I eat it, and I am still hungry. Another vulture joins the circle in the sky. All creatures eat, and all are eaten in the end. But I am not ready to be eaten, not today. I want my pack, my own pack. I want to run, to hunt, to live. I tell the vultures so as plainly as I can, but they keep circling above me, waiting. I cannot run. I can barely walk, but I can creep, and my nose tells me that mice are nearby. I take a step toward the smell, and I rest. I take another step and rest. The sun is lower in the sky, and the green hovering bird comes again to dance around my head. When I turn back to the work at hand, what I had thought was a pile of stones in front of me uncoils and slithers away. Mother warned me about snakes. Here's a picture of it. Mother warned me about snakes. They are sharp-toothed and do not like to be stepped on. But are they food? Father would be ashamed of me for thinking so. But today, anything that moves is food. I crouch and prepare to stalk it, wondering how fast it can go. It makes a slow loop across the grass, and then, like lightning, it strikes. And with a wild squeak, an orange-brown vole disappears down its throat. And then the snake goes still, the vole inching down the snake's insides in a large speckled lump. Oh, I kill the snake and I gulp it down, vole and all. And then I snarl at the vultures in the sky. I will not die, I growl. Not today. Okay, that's the end of chapter 6.